What's going on, everybody? My name's Danny Ferrari.
My name's Parker Immense.
We are Excellent Sound, and we are back with another amazing Tearout bass video for you guys. We're going for the length today.
We're going for the long.
We're going for the Tearout long bass, the sustained bass. Today is not about girth, it is about length, ladies and gentlemen.
Long boy bass.
The long boy bass, you might have heard from people like Sudden Death,
Sudden Death.
Danny. I think Marauder does it. Is that how you say his name?
Marauder.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Marauder's map.
Anyway, all the Tearout guys and Dubstep guys, the super long basses, that's what we're going to go over today. We're going to go over some tips and tricks. We're going to show you guys how to make an insane long bass that sounds like this. We're going to show you that, and then also kind of explain about the processes and the ideas about making the long bass. Because if you're making Tearout, right, if you're making dubstep, you got to have the long bass.
Not a chode bass.
Not the girth bass.
Not a chode bass.
Maybe if you want to see a video on girth, let us know. We can definitely do a girth bass.
Also, you got to go like this every time that you hit it. You have to go like that.
Ready?
That annoys me so much sometimes. It annoys me so much when DJs do that.
My headphone just got died.
God damn it, Daniel.
Or even the guns are a little bit played out. I know everybody does it.
No, I like the guns. The guns are cool. But there's just something about this. Like, why is this the long boy bass?
Because it feels like you're screaming like...
You're like holding the bass like this?
Holding the nuts, and then you have the long bass.
There's like two of them? There's two basses? A left and a right?
A left and a right. Girth, length. Which one's more important? Length.
Both of
today.
Them. You go like this.
Put them together.
And you got... a long boy bass.
Right. Long boy basses. We're going to talk about that. Or girl. We don't assume. We don't. The long girl bass. Reason why we're doing that today, ladies and gentlemen, is because we have a brand new pack called Tearout Volume 1 out now. You guys can go ahead and grab that right now. Yeah, go ahead and clap it up. We'll wait.
Be like Tearout claps.
Yeah. Stadium claps. So yeah, go ahead and stadium clap in the comments down below. So yeah, we got a brand new pack. Tearout Volume 1 is out. It's got 75 Tearout Serum presets, and of course, it's got over 150 drum samples and other types of samples, effects, all that type of stuff for you to use. You guys can check out the demo. Links will be in the description down below. We're gonna go ahead and give away a free sound, maybe 2, maybe 3. Who knows? We're gonna go ahead and see what happens in this video today.
We love giving away free shit.
I like giving away free stuff.
Makes us feel so good.
We also like selling stuff. So if you could help us out, so we can keep giving. So if you could buy some stuff, so we can keep giving you free stuff, that'd be great.
That too. Yep.
This is actually from the demo project for Tearout Volume 1. And actually, this is, I think, one of the first or second drops in it. It's basically using the entire pack.
Stop rubbing your eyelash,
I can't.
Bro.
It's got shit in it.
Do you need to take a step, dude? Take a step. Burp it out.
I'm falling apart today.
You are falling apart, but you're doing it handsomely.
I'm doing it. At least I look good doing it.
At least you look great.
There's like a couple long boys in there, right? You know, I said the one we're going to be going over, but there's even this one. This one's kind of a long boy.
Kind of like a chode boy.
And there's one over here. Yeah, there's 2 under there.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of this stuff bounced down to audio because it's just a lot easier, but all of these other sounds that are in here, these are all in Tearout Volume 1, as well as the drums and all that stuff. So the thing about this sound specifically, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the patch. Okay, so there's some stuff going on. We got a little bit of processing, but we'll go through that. We're going to give you guys the rack as well. So if I open this up, so we're using a couple different wavetables. These don't really matter as much. We're going to be going in and trying to make something similar to it, but I want you guys to just kind of understand what's going on here, right? So usually in a long boy bass, there's essentially a top and there's a bottom, right? Okay, I would be the top. Parker would most likely be the bottom, okay? So the bottom is a lot more bassier, heavier, right? Okay, so the bottom is essentially the sub, and the top is usually a very, very higher pitched or kind of a little bit more annoying, right?
Yeah.
So if I solo this sound, right, and let me take off the processing so it sounds like this. You hear the shakiness, like the bubbliness. It's either like that or it's like a pitch, right? That's kind of going back and forth. So the bubbliness is really, really helpful in the long boy bass. If I was to take off oscillator A and oscillator B, listen to this. We just have sub, right? We've already talked about Tearout sub in another video, so if you guys want to go check that out, I think that was our last video that we posted. You guys can check that out. Or just click right. Here's the video.
Smash that button, dude.
Smash it right in there. I'm going to go ahead and And then if I turn off the sub, you can hear the high end. It kind of sounds kind of interesting. Watch. It's like, right? Okay. So what we have here is we got a couple things going on with the FM and, of course, the wavetables. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to kind of make something like that over here. I have just kind of a basic initialized preset right here. Kind of initialized. Okay. Sounds sick already.
So sick, dude.
I'm using a sine square. This is like our massive wavetables. You can use just a sine would probably be fine. So let's start with just this, okay? So one of the things that you got to do for a lot of these long boy or girl basses is there's always a shape that's kind of like this. Now this is it's a very long bass, so like 2 bars is pretty good for your LFO. But you can go ahead and set something up like this. A lot of times this is pretty common, just like that, right? Nice little chunker right here, a little square butt cheek, okay? Set that to like a bar or 2 bar. That's kind of what happened here. We have a little bit of fun stuff going on here, which we'll explain in a little bit. Mainly is this, okay? The faster you set the LFO, the shape obviously is going to change as far as how fast it comes in. So in this case, let's go ahead and add this LFO right here, set to 2 bar, set to trigger. Let's go ahead and put this on the wavetable position. I'm just kind of free-flowing this, okay? Because I'm that good, okay? And then, you could do something like bend minus. Some people like to do sync as well, which we'll try. But we'll do bend minus right now. Get a little bit more grittier.
I like that a lot.
Now, we're using the excellent console wavetable, which is included with the Tearout. You don't have to use this, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in a nice wavetable like so. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this level down, and I'm going to do some FM. So we're going to go FM from A. FM is a big part of it, right? So let's go ahead and add that to the FM, LFO1. Go ahead and also apply this to the level knob. So let's get some volume. You can already hear that annoyingness. Right? You can kind of essentially do that if you wanted to. But normally with like FM, I might turn this octave up. But that's a little too annoying for the long boy. We don't really want that, right? Some weird stuff happens when you start going lower octaves sometimes.
It's like too slow, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like bubbly. That's how you get the bubbliness, right? So you could do that. Or, like I had mentioned before, let's go ahead and change this to maybe like a sine wave. Let's make it simpler. Yeah, that's good. Okay, you can hear. Now it sounds like Icon has kick a little bit, right? And let's go ahead and change this to a sync knob, and let's leave it at 0. We'll go window full. So you can kind of see the different things. I kind of like the bend minus a little bit better because I like the bubbliness.
Yeah.
That little slope right here is giving the yo.
Bend minus has more texture.
Yeah. And then, of course, the FM from A. I can even go ahead and, let's have some fun with this. Let's go ahead and draw in a little bit different of an LFO shape. Let's have it go from here and then shut. That's kind of cool. Okay.
I like that.
So, and again, you can mess with this or change around these. Right. This is more the high-pitched sound again. That sounds nice and bubbly, a little bit of phaser-y almost, kind of, which I like. Okay, so let's go ahead and stay with that. Next, we're going to go ahead and add some type of filter. In this case, we're using a reverb filter, and we just have oscillator B going through it because we're not using oscillator A at the moment. Now we have this sort of key tracking on. Let's go ahead and turn that off. And I'm going to add our first LFO to this cutoff over here. And turn key tracking back on. Now, you can use like a comb filter if you want, or you can use phase filter. Those will give you some interesting stuff, too. In this case, we're using the reverb filter. Maybe a little bit of resonance, too. Cool. And, let's go ahead and have that follow. Again, the main shape is this sort of sweeping up sort of motion here, okay? That's really important that you guys get that. So I'm going to put that... Whoa.
That was sick.
Another thing you'll see a lot of times with long boy basses is like with the pitch sort of changing. So I'm going to make a really fast sort of vibrato. Vibrato. Io sono vibrato.
You are the vibrato.
Yes. See.
See.
I'm going to go ahead and make just like a super fast LFO like this. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the fine tune of oscillator A. That kind of gives it the bubbliness and the pitch. And what you can also do is instead of having this B like right away, just immediately pitchy, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to dial it back a little bit. I'm going to add a cool little LFO. This is a cool little nug right here. So go ahead and pull out your little nug pipes.
So you got like a little, what's the fucking tube? The tube. Remember those tubes? They don't do that anymore.
The shake thing?
Yeah, dude.
Where you grind up the nugs?
Oh, the grinder.
Wait,
yeah.
what are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the nice big long plastic, the long boy tubes, and there's just like full of nugs in there, you know?
Oh,
the medicine bottle.
You're talking about like lava tubes, like
yeah,
pods
lava.
full of nugs.
Dude, exactly. Fucking.
Go ahead and pull out a lava tube. If you guys don't remember lava tubes, probably our editors don't because they're fucking 12 years old and we're 70.
Child labor.
So yeah, you can go ahead and grab one of those little nugs of knowledge right here. So this is kind of a fun. Thank you. Go ahead, cue the fucking music.
Cue that shit up,
Smoke
dude.
the boat.
There it is. Put that in, dude. Ghost it. Ghost it.
Nope. Okay, so cool thing you can do as far as when you're using like stuff like vibrato or stuff like that, you can actually make an LFO that essentially goes from like a dry wet, right? So essentially doesn't start with the insane amount of vibrato like we have here. I'm going to go ahead and go to the matrix. And since I put LFO 3 on the fine tune of oscillator A, what I'm going to do is with my new LFO with LFO 4, I'm going to set this to envelope and I'm going to slow it to like maybe half. And I'm going to go ahead over here and I'm going to say I want the aux source to be LFO 4 for the fine tune. What that means is that essentially this, whatever shape I draw here will be how this is the dry wet, how it will be brought in, right? So if I was to not have anything, right, if I just have it on, this would be like 100% and this would be 0%. So I was just to go ahead and say, okay, this is controlled by LFO 4. Imagine this is essentially starting from quiet. If I turn it down, you can't hear it, but with LFO 4, you can, right? Okay, so, but I'm going to do is a little bit more of a slope. So that way the actual vibrato kind of comes in a little bit less in the beginning of the sound and more in the later of the sound. Cool. All right, perfect. So kind of a little fun little nog there. Another thing you can do also too is sometimes you put this on like a cutoff because we talked about filters. Sometimes filters can add a lot of different pitch. Okay, so if you go ahead and add this like to the cutoff, let's go ahead and make it shaky. There. And if I slow this down, here it gets late. That's kind of cool.
I feel like that's a really important step.
Yeah.
Especially for all the post-processing. Once you do it, it's going to bring that out a lot.
Right. That's kind of cool. I mean, we're making a little bit different sound than what we show, but we'll go ahead and include that too, because we're just kind of having fun. We're just kind of talking about the actual different processes of making these type of sounds. It's fun to put portamento on there, and let's go ahead and put monolegato because it's just basically a one bass sound. Nice. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and add some distortion. Okay, so as far as the processing, I want to use some heavy distortion. I'm going to use Linfold, but the drive has to be really low, and I'm going to go ahead and create a crazy little peak like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply this maybe to the frequency knob. That's kind of sort of doing a high pass sort of vibe. And I want it to be not so distorted in the beginning of the sound, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on the mix knob as well. Beautiful. Another thing too is the EQ, right? A lot of times when you have these type of like high pass EQs for the long boy, because we're just doing the top right now. Maybe lower this a little bit. And if I want to get to more vocally, I can go ahead and add some little points like so and kind of make them kind of go backwards and forwards. So this one will go maybe to the left. Or maybe I'll flip it. Make it more sort of phaser-y. And back with the whole vibrato thing, I'm going to go ahead and put this on the frequency knob too. Let's get a little shaky. Beautiful. That's cool. I like that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and dial this back a little bit. Let's go ahead and put this vibrato on this little knob too. Let's see what the hell happens with that. And maybe I want to have this one actually going forward. Yeah.
I like that a lot, dude. I like that.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and add some chorus. Let's just add some cool effect.
You're adding girth, dude. You're adding girth to the
length.
long.
Yes, thank you.
You know?
I'm
Just
glad
wanted to let you know that.
Girth and length, two very important things.
Go hand in hand.
Let's go ahead and add some multi-band processing. We got a shit ton here, pulling up some highs, some lows, more level. We're getting there. Nice. Okay. And then a little bit of hyperdimension, maybe. Did I just make the same sound by accident? Let's go ahead and add some hyperdimension. And you can go ahead and put like this on the a macro on the effects knob so you can mess around with how wide it is.
I like how you put the hyperdimension after the compressor.
Yeah, compressor.
The compressor.
I got some compressor for you, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I like that too. I like kind of messing around. Sometimes it's like, oh, we go hyperdimension, distortion, OTT.
It feels like it makes it even wider.
Yeah, a little bit, you know? This is sounding pretty good. We got a little reverb on here too. Cool. Now, essentially would be the part of the girth. Let's bring in the girth, okay? We got the high, tiny little length, and then we have the big girth, which is just going to be a sort of sub or triangle wave. You could set it to direct out if you want, like we are in this case. I'm just going to turn the level up. Pretty cool, right? So yeah, the main points I want you to understand about the long boy or girl bass is essentially it's like two parts. You have like sort of the girth underneath, and then you sort of have the high pitch on top, right?
Yeah.
Very important to make that sort of long bass. And of course, the slow LFO is huge, right? Everything else is sort of processing, and you're kind of making the sound either sound like pinchier, or as the sound gets later in the sound, time-wise, it's essentially going to be creating a little bit more pitch variation, like we have here. Cool. All right, now let's go ahead and let's try to jump into some processing. But before we do that, as far as this like project file and stuff, if you guys want to get this project file and many, many more like this, you can get all the drums, you can get all the presets, everything that we made. Make sure you guys go check out our Patreon. The link is in the description down below. If you guys go and you click that link, you can see we have tons of different tiers, from feedback to our legacy YouTube tier to our VIP tier. You guys check that out. Pick which one works for you. And if you want to get this project file, you want to join the legacy tier, you can open that up and you'll see we have tons of project files for you guys all to download with all the sounds and presets in there. And of course, our VIP tier, which also includes the project files and exclusive presets and samples for you guys. So check that out and support us on Patreon if you can. We really, really appreciate all our supporters. Thank you. If you're not in Ableton, this is fine. You pretty much can do this with anything. If you don't have erosion, use texture. We're just going to use erosion to add some texture. It's going to sound like this. Oops, wrong one. Okay, and then we had a gate here before, but you don't necessarily have to do that if you're getting too much processing and stuff. It's up to you. And then we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of OTT. You guys, there is an OTT by Zypher Records. I think it's free, right? I don't know. Whatever. You can find it. A little bit of output, a little bit of highs. Nice. And then, of course, some saturation. Very loud.
Yeah, you need that.
And then let's go ahead and add a little bit of EQ right here. We're going to cut some lows because we do have a sub underneath as well. And then maybe just a little bit of reverb. Okay, let's go ahead and hear what that sounds like in context. I'm going to turn this one off. Hopefully it doesn't sound lame. So you can kind of mess with that too if you wanted after that point. I mean, we're listening to it blindly as far as the song, so I might change some stuff around. Like I'm not sure I like the vibrato. Maybe I'll lower this. Oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe it goes on the chorus pitch. Whoa.
That's fucking sick.
Maybe it goes up in pitch with this one. Probably moving too fast. Wait, what is he doing? You can get crazy with it, man. But yeah, super fun as far as the long boy or girl bass, whatever you prefer. Hopefully you guys learned something in this video today. Again, Tearout Volume 1 is out now. We got 75 Tearout Serum presets. And, of course, over 150 samples for you to use as far as drums, effects, loops, all that stuff. It's really affordable. It's $34.99. If you guys check that out, I promise you'll be happy. You guys can see, I'm sure people in the comments always say good things about it. I haven't heard anything bad about it yet. So hopefully you guys go and check that out. And, of course, start supporting some Tearout artists.
Yeah, people are loving the Tearout shit, man.
They fuck with the Tearout,
dude.
They
are fucking with it. They're sliding in our DMs.
Yeah.
They're asking for it.
Yeah.
They want to know all about it.
Which is great. We're super stoked. It's a great genre. I mean, it's dubstep. You know what I mean? We love it. It's part of our roots.
We love heavy shit, bro.
We love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Again, shout out to Tearout Volume 1. Subscribe if you like the video. Comment down below what you want to see next.
Yeah, comment your favorite part of this. Like timestamp that shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know the little timestamper?
Yeah, give us some timestampers.
Comment a timestamp of what you learned.
So yeah, let us know what you guys want to see, and we'll be happy to oblige. Check us out on Instagram and TikTok. Of course, we got quick little tips over there. Just the tips, baby.
Just the tips.
All for you, right? Okay, just the clits. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get out of here, and let's go ahead and play this out. This preset, we're going to go ahead and include in the download description as well as the original one. We will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.
How come they don't go down with it, dude? Look at this one.
Oh, that's way
That's
harder.
yeah, this is fucking like zombie.
This is real.
You know?
Yeah, I like
Instead
that better.
of fucking holding up.
I'm not going up.
This
I'm
is
going
kinda
down.
bullshit. Yeah,
Let's send it to hell.
You know what I'm saying, dude? It's like fucking bow down, dude.
That's really heavier. That's like some.
Bow down.
I am the end of the world.